Hello and welcome to another episode of Business Spotlight. I'm Teresa Strong-Myrick with Action Coach Tampa Bay, and I'm bringing to you another wonderful business owner in the Tampa Bay area. Today we have Darron Evans Jr., and he is, I'm going to mess up the name, so I'm going to let him tell y'all all about it. All right, Darron, please introduce yourself. Tell us about your business.
Good morning. My name is Darron Evans Jr. My business is Basketball Jonzin. It is a basketball company. We do all that we can to help athletes and players in general just really achieve their goals and dreams from all aspects and varieties. And we also offer different other things. You know, you talk about t-shirts, equipment, just anything basketball related. So our business is basically basketball.
Okay, how long have you been doing this?
I initially started back in 2006. So,
Mhm.
it's just really, it's kind of crazy. I really just started myself going to my old high school and working out and kids kind of gravitating towards me and parents seeing me and how hard I worked and what I
Mhm.
was doing and, how successful I kind of become because I was a kid coming home from school, still playing professionally, doing all of these things. And it just kind of exploded from there. The coaching opportunities, people just asking me to train their kid, and then coaches
Mhm.
coming asking me to coach their teams. And it just kind of blew up from there. And I really didn't understand what I had at the time. I was just thought I was really driven to make a living through basketball, whatever aspect or whatever facet it can be, obviously being a player first.
Mhm.
But then just kind of like again just growing it and saying what else can I do with this game to provide for myself and my family financially. So from that point everything just grew from there, and then I relocated out to Florida, which was a whole nother thing, just really not knowing anyone and trying to
Mhm.
expand that business. So I didn't jump into it right away, and it's kind of one of those things like, if this is what your goals are and this is what you do and if this is what's meant for you, things kind of find their way to you. So I got called into an interview for Pride Staff, which is a local staffing company.
Mhm.
And it was for just a customer service job.
Right.
And the owner called me in for the job, but it was the owner of the Pride Staff business. And he's listening to me about all my credentials. And then he saw my athletic background because I was doing the business back home. And he's like, yeah, I like all of that, but tell me about this right here. And then he started to explain to me about his situation, that he had a son. And from there, I kind of just stayed continuously close to the game, training his son all the way up until now. I continuously do. But from there, I just kind of stayed with it. And then I got involved with Coach Up in Chicago, and I put my
Mhm.
platform here in Florida. And then from there, the business just blew up overnight consistently. So I
Wow.
still get from Coach Up, I still get one or two people a week just inquiring
Mhm.
about my services. So once I realized how this could really be something, once I had, 8 people, 10 people,
Right.
20 people, now like 30 people where I'm at now, 35, 40, it's like, oh, wow, this is really something. You really got something here. So how else can we make this a business and legitimize ourselves? Because I didn't want it to seem like I was hustling. I didn't want it to seem like I
Right.
was just,
Right.
getting money here for this, getting money for that. No, I wanted to really fully commit myself into this because it was something. My background is I have a degree in recreation and sport management and a
Mhm.
minor in business administration and business marketing. So I've always
Gotcha.
wanted to go in my own way of creating my own business. And then this kind of just fell in, and I just went all in with it, just social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok,
Right.
building my own website, cutting and pasting videos, figuring out how I want to market myself, how I wanted to market my brand.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I love the passion that you have for it. And then
Yeah.
I love how, when you become passionate about something, and we were talking about this earlier, how the things just
Mhm.
start to come to you. Your gift starts to
Absolutely.
make room for you. And that is
Absolutely.
beautiful. And then
Absolutely.
comes the thing of, oh, this could be a business. And
Right.
how do we make this a business? Would you
Oh,
say, right?
oh
Would you
my
say
gosh.
that has been like the
Mhm.
biggest obstacle for you, is like trying to like really put this into a business format?
Um, More, yes, but more so for me was just about how do I want to market myself and present myself?
Mhm.
Because it's one thing when you look at business, is obviously we have to make money to stay afloat. but
Right.
I didn't want to seem like all I was doing was training to make money. I
Mm,
I got into this when I can really remember vividly when I asked her this back in 2007, 2008, when things were starting to roll, is that I just wanted to make money helping people. So
mm,
I had to kind of find my way to get back to that. I've made it a business. I created my LLC. I got my EIN number, my Duns and Street number, all of these things, covering all of these bases to legitimize myself. But now it was like I didn't want to be this machine, this money hung. I didn't want to seem like I was about the money. I really wanted to
right.
make an impact on these kids' lives. And I really got into this in the beginning because I wanted to be a bridge. I wanted to be that person that I never really totally had, right? Like I wanted to be that guy that helped kids understand the game of basketball and then understand the game of basketball and life and how to get to
Mm,
where you want to get to. So for
yeah.
me, it just kind of grew from there to now to the point where I'm training the kids. I'm also recording them as they're doing their thing, showing them how they're progressing, right? And then going to their
Right.
games, recording their games, putting the stat line at the bottom, putting the brand on the end of the corner, just to still make it a company thing. But
Yeah,
also,
I see you out there. I see you. I
yeah,
was looking at your stuff, and you're doing a good job of branding
thank
yourself
you.
and putting your information out there. What
Thank
I
you.
love that you just said though, it's not just about basketball. You're doing
Yeah.
more for those kids. It is
Yeah.
increasing their confidence, it's making them
Oh
feel
man.
better about themselves. And when they feel better
Yes.
about themselves, on the court, they're going to
Yes.
feel better about themselves outside of court. Because
Absolutely.
coaching is that thing where you can take those parallels and put them everywhere in your life. Like
Uh,
when you get a good coach,
Oh
like,
my, oh my,
yeah,
you're amazing.
right.
You hit it right on the head. You take the words right out of my mouth, because I never
Mhm.
realized that. I never realized once I got out of basketball, and I got into the real world, I never realized that the dedication that I went and took into that to be a professional basketball player, to go overseas, to go to college, the focus, that all of that can be taken and transferred into anything that I'm doing in my life. But I have to find a passion for what I'm doing first, right?
Right.
Like you got to
Hmm.
find a way to make this transition, make this connection. If I don't have a passion for my job, how can I take something that I had a passion for and transfer it into my job? No, I'm going to leave my job and try to find my passion, right? So
Right.
it's about trying to make that connection to what you're doing to get the passion to transfer over. Then you can get all of that stuff to transfer over. But that's a huge thing in coaching, is that you realize that you're setting up those blocks of
Absolutely.
discipline and focus and
Yes.
dedication and how to achieve a goal, how to
Mhm.
focus in on something, how to make your life about one thing and then create your life from that one thing.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy, but it's
And that
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and that's so important, especially for the young folks, because there's so many more distractions in the world.
Oh
So
my
it's
gosh.
really, it's really good to get that into them early,
Yeah.
because once you do that in sports, you have the ability to do it, whether you
Mhm.
choose to or not. You
Exactly.
have the ability to tap into that and get laser
Absolutely.
focused and make some things happen. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. You hit the nail on the
wonderful,
head. Yeah.
wonderful.
Absolutely.
So what I think I kind of know what keeps you motivated, but what keeps you motivated? What keeps you motivated?
Many
Business gets
things.
tough sometimes. So what
Uh,
keeps you going?
uh, um, Trying to really help with kids, trying to impact the kids, trying to impact the world, trying to give back. When you become successful in basketball, you really don't understand how egotistical it is. Going overseas, it was just a really crazy thing because it's a very humbling experience, for one, because you're going to another country. My first experience was in Latin America, and I'm seeing guys go out with hammers and chisels on their knees and do construction, right? But then on the flip side of that, you go to this school and it's thousands of kids running at you that don't know you, can't speak your language, asking for your autograph, treating you like you're just the best thing,
Wow.
right? So it's like, oh, okay, this is just really a thing. So you start to meet, presidents and kings and all of this. So it's really this thing where you just start to become very egotistical. So it's just one of those things where I had to find a balance. I felt like I was getting so much so many blessings from just a game. How can I give back, right? So that's kind of my
Yeah.
focus, is to always make sure that I'm giving back and giving information, because it get hard, because I'm training 8-year-olds, I'm training 9-year-olds, I'm training 10-year-olds, then I'm training 14-year-olds. So kids don't always are always focused. You know,
Right.
you have to
Right.
learn how to be a teacher as well. Sometimes
Hmm.
there are things that come up where you're trying to teach something and you have an agenda, but they want to talk about the Black Panther movie. And if you
Right.
don't let them talk about that Black Panther movie, you're not going to get to your
Yeah, you
agenda.
can forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta have patience, right? And keep in mind that
Hmm.
you're trying to help. Don't get so wrapped in it and frustrated about not achieving the agenda and the goals and the curriculum for the day. So just
Right.
staying on in line with the focus of helping, and not get too distracted about, because it's still a business financially. You got to cover costs and things like that.
Right.
So you can always get wrapped in money. Everybody can get wrapped in money, you know. So
Right.
just kind of just staying focused on helping people, growing the business,
Awesome.
and everything kind of just goes from there. As long as your
Yeah.
heart is in the right place and your intentions are true, the money takes care of itself, the business grows, you meet people like yourself, that, you know, everything
Right.
goes in the right direction. So just keeping that kind of focus, I think, is very important.
Oh, wonderful. I love that. So tell us, before we end this, tell us, is
Oh,
there
wow,
anything
already?
that you want? I know, right?
Wow, I felt like we just
Is
got started.
I know. Is there anything I feel like we could talk for a while, but
Oh my Lord, yeah, absolutely,
so is
absolutely.
there anything coming up that you want to share with our community?
Oh, yeah, you know, just as far as the business is going, how, you know, you can get in contact with me through social media, obviously, of course. You know, you have your
Hmm.
Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube platforms, and Facebook
Gotcha.
business page as well. And then coming up, I'm starting a new thing on Partheon, which would give people that I can't get access to, right? Because I'm in Madeira Beach, but I can only go a 40, 30-mile radius. But there's some
Hmm.
people in Florida, in other parts of Florida. There's some people in Chicago, where I'm from. There's some people in
Right.
all other aspects that I can't have access to, right? That I
Hmm.
can't go individually and get one-on-one training to. So I decided to go in a direction where I can still help people and still give drills and workouts and record those things, and people can have access to them for $3 a month, $4 a month,
Oh,
depending on what type
wow.
of level you are, beginning
Right.
and in advance. And all of my drills, all of my workout that aren't on YouTube, Instagram,
Hmm.
because it has to be, you know, specific, it has to be special, right? Why
Right.
would you
Right.
pay for something that I can get for free? You know,
Right.
so I'm starting to launch that platform, and you can
Okay.
get more information on that on my website, which is www.basketballjonzin.com. That's going to give a platform where I can reach people and still help people and have drills and workouts that they can have access to for $3, $4, $6 a month, depending on your level. And you have access to all of these things, and also different ebooks on there, right? Reading
Oh,
information.
wow.
So you'll
Nice.
always have these things with you, right? And you can
I
carry
love it.
them around, and you always have access to this information, because there are some kids that are going to be very successful in this and that are going to play, but there are going to be some coaches that come out of
Mm.
this, just like myself, that are going to get
Right.
to, a nice professional level, and, create a living for themselves or whatever. And then it's like, from there you coach and you teach, so you'll always have access to these things. So I'm
Mm.
always looking to grow and to give and to help and to do things like that. So that's a new thing that I want to help people look out for.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Darron. It's been a pleasure speaking with
Oh
you. I'm
man.
sure that the audiences love this as well.
Oh
If you want
man.
more information, I know he said his website, but I'll also have it in the description so
Mhm.
that you can follow up with him and get your child involved with a coach if that's what you've been looking for. Because I know sometimes it's hard to find someone
Absolutely.
who is good and skilled and who is not so
Yeah.
competitive, but is ready to
Mhm.
teach. You teach
Absolutely.
the fundamentals and the skills. So
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been absolutely my pleasure. This has been great, and it's been a pleasure meeting you. This is wonderful, and I really appreciate you having me on here. And just what you do in small business in general, this is just amazing. Thank you
my
so much.
pleasure. You're
Thank you.
welcome. All right, y'all. This has been another episode of Business Spotlight. I will see you again next time.